I want to tell you something that sounds strange the first time you hear it, but it's one of the most important things modern science has figured out about how you feel. Your gut and your brain are not two separate systems. They're constantly talking to each other all day, every day. And the conversation is mostly going in one direction, from your gut up to your brain, not the other way around. Most people assume your brain is in charge, that your head decides how you feel, that your gut just digests food. But the science is showing something completely different. Your gut is not just digesting food, it's sending information constantly about your mood, your energy, your motivation, your anxiety levels, your sense of being okay in the world. And your brain is sitting there listening and changing how you feel based on what it's hearing. So if you've ever felt anxious for no reason, flat for no reason, foggy for no reason, heavy for no reason, tired in a way a nap can't fix, off in a way you can't put words to, it might not be a brain problem. It might be a message coming up from your stomach. A message your brain is just doing its best to translate. And translating it is as anxiety, low mood, fog, a constant low-grade feeling that something isn't right. Most people spend years trying to fix the wrong end of this conversation, trying to fix their thoughts, their mindset, their attitude, when the real fix is happening one floor down, in a system that almost no one was ever taught to listen to. Let me make this real for you. Have you ever made a decision based on a gut feeling? Have you ever felt sick in your stomach when something was wrong? Have you ever felt butterflies before a big moment? Have you ever been so stressed that your stomach just shut down? That's not a coincidence. That's not a saying. That's actually what's happening. Your gut and your brain are wired together by a massive nerve called the vagus nerve. You can think of the vagus nerve like a phone line. Information runs up and down it constantly. But here's the part most people don't know. About 90% of the messages traveling on that phone line are coming up from your gut to your brain. Only 10% are going down. Your gut is doing most of the talking. Your brain is doing most of the listening. So when your gut is irritated, your brain knows. When your gut is calm, your brain knows. When your gut is full of inflammation, your brain knows. And it adjusts how you feel based on that information. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Your gut is not just sending stress signals, it's actually making chemicals that affect your mood directly. You've probably heard of serotonin. It's the chemical most people connect with feeling happy and calm. For years, you've been told serotonin is a brain chemical. But here's the thing they don't tell you. About 90% of the serotonin in your body is made in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. So when your gut is healthy, your body has the materials it needs to make this calming chemical. When your gut is struggling, production drops, and the brain feels a massive difference. This is one reason why people with gut problems so often have mood problems. It's not a coincidence. It's not in their head. It's literally in their gut. Let's go a layer deeper. Inside your gut, there are trillions of tiny living things, bacteria, yeast, and microbes. Together, they're called your microbiome. And these tiny living things are doing a job most people don't realize. They're communicating with your nervous system. They produce chemicals. They send signals. They influence inflammation. They influence stress hormones as well. They even influence what you crave to eat. That's worth saying again because it's absolutely wild. The bacteria in your gut can shape what you crave. If the wrong bacteria are running the show, they want sugar. They want processed foods. They want things that keep them alive. And you'll feel the pull to that craving like you just can't describe. You'll think it's willpower failing, but it's not. It's a tiny civilization in your gut asking to be fed. And here's what's wild. A mix of bacteria you have in your gut can change how you feel about life. Researchers have actually done experiments where they took the gut bacteria from anxious mice and put it into calm mice. The calm mice became anxious. When they did it the other way around, the anxious mice became calm. This isn't a fringe study it's literally been repeated many, many times. The bacteria in your gut have a real effect on your mood and your behavior, and most people are walking around with a microbiome that's been struggling for years. Stress damages it, processed foods damage it, antibiotics damage it, lack of sleep damages it. Even chronic worry damages your gut, and it gets damaged all the time. The signals coming up to your brain change. Your mood must follow, your motivation also follows, and your anxiety follows. This is why two people can eat the same lunch and feel completely different an hour later. Same food, different bacteria, different signals, different mood. Now I want you to slow down with me for a moment, because if you're listening to this feeling something land, if you're someone who spent years thinking your mood was personal weakness, if you've blamed your motivation, your discipline, and your mindset, if you've wondered why you can do everything right and still feel off, I want you to hear something. You were never lazy. You were never weak. You were never imagining it. You were getting messages from a system you didn't even know was talking. A system that's been quietly running underneath everything, sending signals you couldn't see. Signals that shaped how you felt, how you showed up, how and what you had energy for, what you didn't have energy for. And no one ever told you it existed, so you blamed yourself year after year for something that was happening in a part of your body you weren't even thinking about. It's not your fault. It's not. That's just what happens when wrong story gets told for long enough. So before we go any further, just take a breath. Notice your stomach for a second. You don't need anything. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to push on it. You don't need to change it. Just notice that it's there. Notice that it's been doing quiet work for you your whole life. That part of you has been with you through everything. It deserves a little kindness. No pressure, no blame, just a little kindness. Okay, let's keep going, because the next question is the one that matters. If your gut is shaping how you feel, what's making your gut struggle? There are a few main things here. The first is what you eat. You become what you eat. Modern food does a real number on our gut, like the processed foods, the heavy sugar, the industrial seed oils. Food with so many additives, your gut doesn't know what to do with. These don't just upset your digestion, they feed the wrong bacteria. They starve the good ones. They irritate the gut lining, and they change the signals going up to your brain. The second thing is stress. Long-term stress destroys gut health, not slowly, quickly. When you're stressed, your body pulls blood away from your gut. Digestion slows, the gut lining weakens, the good bacteria die off, and inflammation rises. This is why people who go through stressful periods often come out the other side with stomach problems they never had before. It's not random. It's a body that had to choose between digestion and survival. And when survival wins for too long, the gut pays the price. The third thing is sleep. When you don't sleep enough, your gut bacteria don't get the rhythm they need. They have their own daily cycle just like you do. Bad sleep throws off their cycle. Their cycle being thrown off throws you off. The fourth thing is medication, especially antibiotics. Antibiotics save lives, but they also wipe out a big chunk of your gut bacteria, both the harmful ones and the helpful ones. If you've taken a lot of antibiotics over the years, your gut may still be trying to recover. The fifth thing is what you don't eat. Most people are missing the foods their gut bacteria loves. Real fiber, fermented foods, plants of different colors. If your gut bacteria don't have the right food, they can't do their job, and the signals coming up to your brain change. So when you feel anxious for no reason, when you feel low for no reason, when you feel foggy and you can't explain why, it's not random. And it's not a brain problem. It's a gut sending different messages to a brain that's just listening. This is why mindset won't work alone and often fails. This is why discipline alone fails too. This is why you can do all the meditation in the world and still feel something underneath that won't shift. You can't think your way out past a poor gut signaling problem. You can only change what's making the signal. Now, here's the part most people miss. You don't have to fix everything. You don't need to have a perfect diet. You don't need to overhaul your life. You don't need a list of 40 supplements and a strict plan. You just need to start helping your gut feel safer, one thing at a time. Eat one less piece of processed food per day. Eat one whole food meal a day. Add some plants, different colors if you can. Each color feeds different bacteria. That's how variety actually helps you. Have some fermented food a few times a week if it agrees with you, things like yogurt or sauerkraut or kefir. These are foods that already contain bacteria. Slow down when you eat. Don't eat in a panic mode. Don't eat in front of a screen if you can help it. When you're stressed while eating, your gut can't do its job properly. It's that simple. Chew your food. Sounds so simple, but most people don't. The stomach doesn't have teeth, is what I normally say. Digestion starts in your mouth. If you skip that step, your gut has to do more work. Walking after a meal instead of sitting on the couch. Even 10 minutes of gentle movement improves your digestion. Sleep at the same time most nights. Your gut bacteria love rhythm. They have their own schedule. Help them keep it. Drink enough water. Your gut needs it in nearly everything it does. These aren't small things. These are inputs. And every one of them tells your gut the same thing. You are safe. You can do your job now. When the gut feels safe, it rebuilds. When it rebuilds, the signals to your brain changes. When the signals change, you feel different. Not because you forced it, because the conversation between your gut and your brain finally shifted. This is the part I really want you to take with you. Your mood is not just in your head. It's in your stomach. It's in your bacteria. It's in your gut lining. It's in the messages traveling up that nerve all day, every day. You're not crazy, you're not weak, and you're not making it up. You're receiving signals from a part of your body almost no one ever told you was running the show. And once you know it's there, once you start feeding it, caring for it, lowering the load on it, the signals start to change. Your mood follows, your energy follows, your motivation follows, not all at once, but steadily, quietly, the way real healing actually happens. So if you take one thing from this, make it this. The next time you feel off and you can't explain why, don't just look in your head, look at what your gut's been dealing with lately. Have you been eating in a way that's been irritating it? Or have you been understanding what's stressing it and what's been switching it off? Have you been sleeping in a way that's been throwing it off? Have you been giving it the food it actually needs? If the answer is no, start there. Not with a perfect plan, just one small change. And then another, and then another, and then another. That's how this stuff works. That's how science is moving forwards as well. And that's how you can stop fighting your mood and start fixing the system underneath it. You're not broken, you're responding. And when the gut changes, the brain must follow. That's how it works. I'm Darren Manser, and this is Healing is Easy. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.